Welcome to the Zaytrics podcast. I'm Dr. Ali Masood. I have 12 years of experience in developing innovative products. I'm being founder of Zaytrics Private Limited for past 5 years. We have been developing a lot of innovative solutions. So today we are also going to talk about one of our innovative solution, which is StonAI. But this podcast is more towards how AI can be used to bring or to uh, to find or to create innovative solution. So today we have Mr. Yasin, who is who is a very pioneer in construction industry in terms of innovation, in terms of AI. So he's going to talk more about his product, which he came to us to introduce his concept. That concept was very innovative. He has been doing a lot of work in construction, so he came to Zaytrics. He just gave an idea of his product, and then we start developing his product. So basically, he's very innovative. He's very um, cutting edge person who likes to build cutting edge solutions. So today we are going to talk more about his journey as well as how his system, which is Stone AI, can help you process document at save cost. So um, let's talk with Mr. Yasin. Mr. Yasin, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, thank you, Mohammed, for having me today with you. It's a pleasure, of course. So my name is Yasin Al Kaisi. Um, um, I am a civil engineer by background. I have engineering management master's degree. I have a construction and project management experience for more than a decade, mostly focused in UAE and the GCC region. So from big projects to mega project, 10K projects, all of those were under my experience. And I'm really happy to be here with you
Yeah,
in this podcast, and hope it will be for the listeners.
yeah. So,
Yeah,
Yasin, thank you for coming here first of all, and it was a very nice introduction. So, people just want to know what exactly is Stone AI, since I introduced in the intro as well. So, what do you think? What is AI in terms? I mean, Stone AI in terms of layman perspective, who don't know AI. What does Stone AI does?
yeah. So StonAI is an Abu Dhabi or UAE based company. We simplify and automate tedious and time consuming construction tasks,
Mm-hmm.
starting from the documents management, automation of documentation extraction and archiving of documents, to legal tracking, task management, and of course, we are using also generative AI powered contextual document search. So all of those models are new, up-to-date, state-of-art models where it simplifies and makes the construction management easier and faster.
So, okay, so basically what it does is it uses some document to process, and it process those document and make some use of AI to actually
Yeah,
reduce the cost, right? Oh,
yeah,
that's one.
yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
but
So,
it's more.
as a
Yeah,
process, yeah,
yeah.
as a process. So let's take an example of a document. We upload the document to the platform where the document gets understood by our AI models. It extracts all the information, understanding the keys and the values of those information, and then it links them together, and then it's all of there to the client or to the user to see everything is there in the place. So he has just to go and check those information, are they correct or no, because AI, we cannot achieve 100% accuracy, and by doing that it simplifies and fastens the job of the documents archiving and the engineers going up to the project managers.
Yeah. So, what was the role of Zatrix in Stone AI?
Actually, the role of Zaytrics in Zaytrics in the Stone AI is huge, starting from the idea stage,
Hmm.
where we had meetings to
Yeah.
discuss the idea and of course to tailor this idea to match what we have currently, because ideas usually shoot for the moon, but the reality or what we have in
Hmm.
hand is simpler than that. So we
Yeah.
had to align and to have to draft and outline the development management
Yeah.
with of course R&D in AI and machine learning, of course, and NLP, which is of course your specialty.
Yes,
So
yes,
Zaytrics have made it easy for us to
yeah,
convert the idea and the concept to efficient working platform powered by multiple
yeah.
state-of-the-art AI models.
Yeah. So yeah, just I would like to add over here, since a client whenever comes to us and he has an idea, so when a layman person thinks of an idea, he can think that AI is black magic. So actually it can do everything. And in
Yeah,
little essence, it cannot do everything. I mean, there are some limitations to AI. So we have to, like I remember when you came to us, I think so it was either November or September when we started talking, and
yeah,
you had a lot of different ideas and it was huge ideas. Then I sit with you, I try to explain you that do this, do not do this, because this is something that it might
yeah,
take a lot of time, and we tailored some requirement based on what we can do at that stage. I still remember. That's a very
yeah,
valid
yeah.
point. So what was the inspiration for Stone AI? I remember you gave me a lot of inspiration initially in September, but what was your inspiration behind creating this solution?
Actually, I mean, being in the field of construction for more than a decade, especially project management for big projects, it's a pain point for project managers that we
Mm,
face in the construction industry, where on average we receive more than, I would say, more than 20,000 documents
yeah.
throughout the project life cycle, and on average each document have more than 20 pages. So it's hard and time consuming for either us or the managerial level under us or the engineers or the supervisors at site to search, find, or action tasks, documents. So, and of course, you know that the communications also are not defined properly in the construction, where sometimes it's verbal communication, sometimes over
Mm,
the phone or by email, forwarding emails. So all of those information, communication information are not channeled properly. And other management tools are also complicated because we have tried other management tools in the
mm,
market. They are, I would say, I mean, they are great. Yes, they are state of art in terms of software, but they consume, in my opinion, they consume more time than
mm,
it saves because you need training and
mm,
some softwares you need dedicated employee to deal with that software. So
mm.
I mean, those were the main that was the main inspiration to find and establish Stone AI.
As you mentioned over here, that's a valid point that in traditional software that you have mentioned in construction, what I believe there are more ERP enterprise relation software,
Yes.
but they are very traditional. I mean, they are 1990s or 2000, early 2000 eras kind of software. And you mentioned that it would require a lot of training. So how did
Yes.
you consult with, I mean, how you make this your system training less? And is it really a trailing less system that anybody from the construction domain can come to your system and start working? He doesn't have to have a large amount of our training. Is it so?
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's training less because I mean now you buy those this kids Kinder Surprise. There are
Hmm.
also like there are some guidance for it, but I
Hmm.
would say I mean I remember when we started outlining this Stone AI
Hmm.
milestones, we had the idea from the beginning. On average, and most of the important tasks should not take more than 2 to 3 clicks
Yeah.
to start a task, to start any task or any action on the platform till it's live there in the process. So by having 2 to 3 on average clicks to do anything, this is actually saving a lot of time. So
Hmm.
this is one. The second thing is the interface of the platform,
Hmm.
where your ideas and your design of the interface came very simple, very easy to use because everything is there, very systematic, well organized, panels, tabs, and so all of that combined, I would say, makes or gives the advantage for Stony Eye to be more
Hmm.
simplifying, faster than the other platforms.
Yeah, I remember we sat around a lot of time for user experience, whereby we started with, say that we don't want many clicks, we want less clicks and less activity, so that
Yes.
the user can actually do a task very efficiently. Yes, I remember it was
Yes.
very something that it would need some kind of training, but not that much as compared to an ERP solution which is developed by IBM or maybe some big companies, because these
Yeah.
solutions need a lot of training as compared to ours.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I remember one incident we had in the document,
Hmm.
because documents archiving and management, it has many multiple variables, multiple things to see. So at the first stage, when we're discussing how it would work, uh, we found out that this is important action, or this is important feature in the platform, and it was taking like 6 to 7
Hmm.
clicks to action something. and
Yeah.
then and then it was like brainstorming how to reduce that. And
Yeah.
alhamdulillah, I mean, we came I think around three, yeah, around
Hmm.
three on average, 3 clicks to manage all of those.
Yeah. So when we talk about AI, a lot of people from other domain who doesn't know about AI, they say that when you are developing something with AI, you are making people redundant. That means people will lose job. So in case of Stone AI, is it the same or is it something different?
I would not say, because I mean, logically speaking, aside from what I will add, logically speaking, the AI field itself, when it came alive, and a lot of people are working on that, so it opened a lot of doors for
Hmm.
fresh graduates and the new people entering the university, or
Hmm.
graduating from university for software engineering, computer engineering, and so on. So I would
Hmm.
say it opened a lot of opportunities to people than it took from them.
Hmm.
Adding to that, I'm a big supportive. I'm sorry, I support people a lot, and I am really behind regulating AI with ethics.
Hmm.
And I would say that Stone AI in concept is increasing the efficiency of people. We are not making people redundant
Hmm.
by increasing their efficiency, their productivity, so they
Hmm.
are producing more with less headache, with less task load.
Hmm. So you have been
So yes.
working in AI and construction for about, I remember, 2 3 years now. You might have a great idea about, if I would ask you one thing, that how would AI be used in construction, even though we have used AI in the product we developed, but how can we leverage more AI into construction domain, although we didn't cater all the cases, because construction is very huge.
Yes.
There are so many cases in that can be used. So is there anything that you can suggest that maybe we can use AI to further increase the efficiency of construction?
I would say yes, especially now the construction. First of all, the construction industry is the least advanced
Yeah.
among the other sectors in terms of technology. However, the construction industry is the biggest sector in the
Hmm.
world. And if I am not wrong, the numbers, the construction industry is more than $7 trillion
Hmm.
industry. So
Hmm.
it's very huge. So I mean, saying that how the construction can use AI more. I mean, as I remember, and we discussed that earlier, we will start with the documentation, which is the base of any field, and specifically the construction, due to the amount of documents. But going into the engineering, which is a really
Hmm.
complex job, and it has a lot of know-how.
Hmm.
So by having more understanding, I mean, this is the next level of AI, because we know that
Hmm.
AI now, we are only at the beginning of AI models with the launching of generative AI and the things, but we are going further than
Yeah.
that, by going into the BIM, which is the Building Information Management Systems, where everything is in one place. There are softwares who deal with those 3D modeling and whatsoever. So integrating AI from the tender stage to understand the 3D model and the concept of the construction, and the AI, of course, is faster and more accurate than a human. It will be
Mm,
by using the AI, we can generate drawings, we can generate POQs,
mm,
which is bill of quantities, faster and more
mm,
accurate. We can generate and link the specifications of material and whatsoever faster, and so on. So integrating in the BIM would be a huge step forward. But of course, it needs a lot of R&D and
mm.
a lot of data from the market.
Yeah, and maybe the reason why construction is not that advanced is because in other fields generally the data sets are available. In construction, there are very
Yeah,
few. If you remember, we didn't had many
yeah,
data where we
we
had
were
to create.
suffering. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's one of the reason I would say in construction it doesn't
yeah,
really they didn't adopt. But the point is. Uh, like you mentioned that it Stone AI deals with documents. So now does it deal with any kind of document or it is only skewed towards you can say construction? Or it can handle any kind of project because document is everywhere. It can be in like in software development, the documentation is there
yes,
in maybe you can say I found some people who are doing it in you can say in buying the procurement or procuring some things for any bank you can say for even air force they procure a lot of things and even the airline industry they have this kind of things they have to procure, so they do have a documentation, but and these
yeah.
documentation they save it somewhere. So in that case is it useful also?
For now, I wouldn't say it is useful, our platform, but I want to add that any business or any concept it should have pillars and base,
Hmm.
and our models were well trained with and it has a strong pillars and base.
Hmm.
So by just tailoring the above
Hmm.
type of business and in those models, of course, it can achieve very good results in other sectors. And I
Yeah.
think this is our plan to develop StonAI to include other construction companies, whether suppliers or whatsoever, and going to other sectors like for suppliers, for sales, for law firms, for business firms. So we have the base, we have the pillars, and the pillars, our base is strong.
Hmm.
So just retraining, little modification, we can go to other sectors. I would
Yeah.
say, sorry.
Just to add, I just had a person who came to our office and he discussed about supply chain. So actually, in the supply chain, if we talk about the same thing, the documents that we are dealing with your system, a lot of similar documents also exist in supply chain. Only the thing is, they have their use case is a little bit different than construction. So I agree
Yeah,
with you with a little bit of molding a system. We can always include other types of document. If example, for example, one is supply chain, and supply chain is the biggest industry. If we talk about supply chain,
yeah.
every company should have a supply chain to actually deal with their things. So yeah, that is true. So where do you see your system, Stone AI, in next 25 years? Where do you see it?
I would say, and of course, we are dreaming big, but always dream big. I would say Stony AI would be some kind of Microsoft for
Yeah,
businesses.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very
So,
good.
so
Yeah,
we believe we can do that with such great minds from Zaytrics and our team, of course, and we can achieve it. And as we know, especially when we were facing issues or obstacles, we say there is nothing impossible,
yeah.
and always dream big to achieve it.
Yeah. So since you mentioned obstacles, so what obstacle did you face while we were developing this solution? So what challenges did you face, or what challenges
Uh,
did we
I
both
think
face?
I think
Yeah.
we need a separate 1 hour podcast to list all those obstacles,
Yeah.
because obstacles are part of businesses, and if
Yeah.
there are no obstacles, means there is something wrong
Yeah.
which you are doing.
Yeah.
Obstacles starting from the idea, especially I'm from the construction industry. And the guys' knowledge were having some construction industry, construction knowledge, but of course it would not be the same as what I know.
Hmm.
Especially I'm talking about not only construction but construction in UAE.
Hmm.
Aligning those, it was kind of obstacle, because what I need, maybe it was like a misunderstanding or miscommunication, because I assume this is how it's done, and I
Hmm.
assume that others should do it the same. But this is only human error,
Hmm.
we can
Yeah.
say, because you have always to go to the level that everyone understands,
Hmm.
and it's mutually known by the developers and the other research, the construction. This is one. The second, where we were developing our contextual search
Hmm.
model, and which is, I am very proud that we have it now. And till date, even generative AI is not that accurate in
Hmm.
extracting from tables, which we achieve, and we are proud to have it till now, till date, extracting, understanding information in tables,
Yeah.
in a document which has tables. So developing that contextual search AI was a big obstacle, where we
Hmm.
were, we tried to use existing models, we developed our own models, then we combined models together with some tailoring, with some restrictions,
Hmm.
and at the end, it was a great, it
Yeah.
was a great model.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now we are also having the generative AI in
Yeah.
that model. So I would say this is a state of art, which I am really proud to have.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, the first challenge that, if I remember, was the first thing was the data set. We didn't have the data set. Then I remember
Yes.
that there was a lot of things that we were doing at that time. They were so cutting edge that, if you remember, I used to say that there are still no research paper on this area. So we have to, I
Yeah,
mean,
I remember.
innovate something. So we did some innovations there and we developed something. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
because this solution, I think
it's a
so,
lot. It's a lot.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it was the first of its kind in construction at that moment. And
Yes.
still, I think so, I believe there are not many that are doing the same as of
No,
now as
no,
we
no, no.
speak. Yeah,
Even who are claiming, I would say, they have some AI, but not what we have.
yeah. So
Yeah,
basically, still it is quite innovative, and it we came up with a lot of challenges. And if you have to develop something that is not being developed before, then you have to stumble upon a lot of challenges that, because if that is developed already, we can find something. But in our case, we have to already, if I remember, every week we used to think, brainstorm, that how to come up with a
yeah,
solution that would also, because in construction you want it based on your construction knowledge. And we
yeah,
also gave the idea, okay, if we do that, that would be very, very complex for the user, or it would be
yeah,
really impossible. So we have to bridge the gap, you can say. So in that case,
yeah.
we did that. So so w- uh, carrying on with this aspect, challenges, then if we talk about, we have already talked about the challenges. Now, one thing that came into my mind while discussing this, so as of now, a lot of people are digitizing the documents. And
Yeah.
since in Stone AI, you might say that a lot of documents are in scanned version, or maybe in a PDF format. But is it really the case now also? Because I see a lot of people doing it on Word or any kind of these kind of document. They are actually not using any scanned document, or is it really the case still in construction?
Uh, in construction, the case of scanned documents is cannot be avoided unless everything is done on a software or on a platform. But having Word and dealing with that, no, because in construction there is the authenticity and the originality of the submitters and the documents, because you know that documents are generated. Let's take an example, generated by a supplier, then it goes to the contractor, then it goes to the consultant, then it goes to the project management consultant,
mm,
then it goes to the client. So everyone has to add his comments with his signatures, and there are sometimes some photographic evidences or other sheets attached. So those things cannot be all. I mean, it has to have some kind of physical signatures, physical commenting. And I remember just also we had also the we had the challenge how to have those scanned documents where sometimes they are written with handwriting,
mm,
and how to extract that, understand it, and insert it into our system. And I believe you had a long week
mm,
just thinking about it
mm,
with our AI developer, and then you came up with the idea where you implement that. It was accurate and it was understanding even
mm.
the normal English writing. It doesn't have to be hard to be like
Yeah,
something wild writing. Yeah, any writing it can understand it, but of course the accuracy has to be. Sometimes it's an issue where we have to modify it.
yeah,
So commenting, going back to the point, commenting physically is mandatory in the construction
mm,
till now. But I would say in the future it would change. But to change that, some mindsets also in the construction industry should change,
mm,
because as we know logically, who are running the big projects company wise? I'm saying about the chair. I mean the C levels and up. Those are like people in the 50s, 60s. So to
mm.
change the mindset of those people is also hard. But with the generation that's coming and leading now, it will be easier. And I think we have it also in our milestones. If you remember
Yeah,
that to reach that level, in some times where we have automations of workflows, documentation with authenticity of online signature or whatsoever. So hopefully we will have that, and we will be also the first to achieve that as well.
yeah, that's pretty good. So my second last question, which is, how was Zatrix as a development partner? So how did you find us uh, as a developer partner? Yeah,
Actually, I mean, Zaytrics were not only a development company for us. I mean, I
yeah,
remember the days where we started discussing, as you said, November,
yeah,
between September and November 2020.
yeah,
Yeah, at those days, I mean, I mean, you saw the idea and you liked it,
yeah,
and you said that Yasin will not be only developing with you, we would be a development partner
yes,
where we can collaborate together to
yeah,
make this work, because it's challenge for us, challenge for you to
yeah,
achieve and be the base stone for
yeah,
the construction industry where everyone can go forward in their development and the
mm,
construction for sure. So I mean, having such mentality, I mean
yeah,
I'm an entrepreneur and I have tried other startups before. Uh, I have never seen such company where they come as a development partner, uh, where they really care. And sometimes I was reminded by Zaytrics about tasks that were delayed by me at the
yeah,
development stage. But yeah, of course, I mean Zaytrics
yeah,
were a big support to make this
yeah,
project comes alive,
yeah,
and they are behind the success of
yeah,
StonAI.
yeah. So, yeah, thank you for such wonderful comments. One last question. Would you recommend Zetrix to others?
Of course. And I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but
Yeah,
one of my colleagues,
yeah,
uh, I think he's
yes,
working with Zaytrics
yeah,
from Austria, and he had a great idea also using
yeah,
AI,
yeah,
NLP, and the healthcare. I cannot say anything more.
yeah.
And he's working
I'm
with
also
you.
under NDA
So
on
for
that.
sure,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, for sure, I would recommend, as
yeah,
I have recommended, and I will keep recommending
yeah,
Zaytrics for development such breakthrough technologies. If you have
yeah,
something normal, I would say, okay, you can go to Zaytrics or any other development. But if you want something innovative,
yeah,
creative, state of the art, yeah, go to Zaytrics.
yeah. So, thank you, Yasin, for your for being here for in the Zetrix podcast. It was very informative. So, that is the end. So, thank you everyone for listening to the podcast. Stay tuned for the podcast. We would have new guests coming next week, and stay tuned for next update. Thank you.